This is a really hard spot to be in as a man, and very red pilling. And if you were to even have a conversation with a woman to try to explain this and say, hey, this is how I'm seeing things. I care about you very much. I want to have a family with you. I want to have a future with you. But you have to understand from my perspective, the system is rigged against me. And if you want my kids and you want me to be a part of your life, you have to play ball with me a little bit here. But the reality is most men don't have the balls to say this or even bring this up as a conversation, right? I want you to sign a prenup. I'm not signing a prenup. Okay, dear. I don't want to get married. Well, what do you mean you don't want to get married? What are you, insecure? No, I don't want to get wrecked by Mark Carney and the boys. Thank you very much. All right, like, think about this for a second. What is the worst that can happen? Sweetheart, I don't want to marry you with the government. We can be married between you and I, but I ain't going to marry you with Mark Carney and the boys. What, are you going to be insecure? The worst thing she's going to do is call you some names and say some mean shit. And if you're a real man, words don't bother you. All right, I've been called worse. I've been called a lot worse. Doesn't bother me. Got thick skin. You can call me whatever you want. As the old saying goes, which doesn't really exist anymore, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. So, and on that topic too, what is she going to do? Throw hands? Right? She got a jab? No, she's not going to hit you. She's probably shorter than you. Also, like, I'm 6'5". Most women are, I think the average height for a female is like 5'5". Give her the Tony Heisman. No, sir. No, thank you. Can't touch me. Like MC Hammer. Boom. Right? She's not benching 205 on the incline, 4 seconds down contraction, 1 second burst up. Right? There's nothing to be scared of. Right? You better marry me or else. Well, what? You in what army? The Salvation Army? See, if I married you with the government, I will be living at the Salvation Army. But if I don't marry you with the government and I live in this way and I try to facilitate my life in this manner to mitigate risk and try to at least level the playing field, if you make poor choices and live the way that society would encourage you to, you personally will then be living at the Salvation Army. Okay? So why would you agree to do any of this type of stuff? Now, I want to encourage you to really take this seriously. I wrote down a little bit of a list because at the end of the day, most men are liberal feminine soy boys. Most women, I have to be very politically correct here for YouTube's sake because I want to keep the channel flowing. If you want to support it, become a channel member at 99 cents. You get access to all the videos, support the content creation like this if you believe in what I'm saying. So the nuclear family, I guess I was going to say most women are feminists with extremely high body counts or liberal women. I'll leave it at that. You can kind of fill in between there from where I want to go with that without saying it, if that makes sense. But to have a nuclear family is very frowned upon by society. It's very, very frowned upon by society. And if you start getting the word out about that, they'll try to influence your woman because they go for the woman first. She's easier to emotionally control as opposed to the man. They'll use the woman as a proxy to then get to the man and then demolish this nuclear family. But I want you to think about this for a second. The nuclear family benefits nobody except for the kids, the wife, and the father. For example, a nuclear family, keep in mind, a nuclear family, man goes to work, makes that bread, brings it home. One could say she cooks it up or she slices it up, toasts it up, whatever. Kids are taken care of. They have the mother and the father. I saw a stat like 45% of all households in Canada are kids being raised by single mothers. And again, my mom did the best that she could with me. I love my mom with all my heart. I really do believe that. She did the best that she could, but she's not my dad. And all the things that I know that I learned to becoming a man were not from my father or were not from my mother. They were from my father. Like my dad did a very good job of preparing me for the real world. And if I had zero male influence, my dad was completely gone from my life from 0 until 18. I could not imagine what kind of a tofu-loving soy boy liberal that I would be. So keeping that picture in mind, who benefits? Well, the government cannot tax 2 incomes. They can only tax 1 income. The universities cannot produce cash flows by deploying useless degree programs to facilitate $50,000 of student debt. Think about this. You go $50,000 into student debt at University of Manitoba, Wilfrid Laurier University, UBC. I know different universities charge different amounts, but let's just use $50,000 as a nice little benchmark. So now you have that debt that you have to pay off. You're going to now be a slave to the system because you have to now get a job after that probably doesn't pay what the wages should be to then pay off that debt. And then on top of that, they're having more and more and more degrees every single year, further devaluing the currency of that degree. The reason why degrees were so valuable once upon a time was because nobody had them. If you got a degree, we need somebody with a degree that knows their shit. Everybody has a business degree now. Hell, I did 2 years of a 4-year program for a business degree, right? Everybody has a liberal arts degree. Everybody has a gender family studies degree or some bullshit marketing degree. It doesn't have value anymore. But the university cannot produce cash flows if they don't indoctrinate the women to say, you have to go get a career because, well, you wouldn't want a man to be financially abusive, aka setting a budget, right? What if your man decides to move on because you got fat and 300 pounds? God forbid you have some self-control and don't become 300 pounds and looking like a upside down uppercase Q. Got to go to university. The lawyers don't make money navigating through a nasty divorce. The lawyers want your wife to hate you and to take you to cleaners because they make more money. Also, they then pay more taxes, more money to the government, to the system. The banks cannot finance your stupid, useless degrees, right? The entire system is built on debt and consumerism. If you're not going to the university getting in debt, the banks can't facilitate making money off that. No social workers having employment for broken homes. That sucks for them. The media can't paint an us versus them narrative, as it is the man and the woman versus the media, as opposed to the man versus the woman through the media. The government cannot manipulate the woman for welfare state votes, aka the Liberal Party of Canada or the Democrats in the United States. The commerce sector cannot profit from increased dual consumer spending. And when you consider that women make up, I believe it's like 80% of the consumer market. Women spend 80% of all dollars in North America. It's a huge chunk being taken away. And then every liberal government requires single, victim-minded, unmarried, childless, feminist women to vote for them to remain in power.